You mentioned how China didn't come to Iran's military aid during the war, but as you know, China has had quite a long relationship with Iran economically. Militarily, they provided some technological support over the years, and even earlier this year, there were Western news reports citing Western intelligence sources that China was helping Iran to ship this chemical ingredient for its ballistic missile program. So what can you say about Israel's view of how China, which is also a trading partner of Israel, has been handling its relationship with Iran, Israel's biggest enemy in the region that just fought a war with?
Well, China is a trading partner not only of Israel, China is a trading partner of the entire world, right? I mean, that's why there are negotiations over tariffs with China. Look, there was a lot of talk about the Chinese operating a port in Haifa. Well, the Chinese operate dozens of ports in the United States. There's no special relationship with China. On the contrary, it's very, very difficult for Israeli companies to export any technologies to China. We're very strict about that. But China was involved in helping Iran avoid American sanctions, which is a bad actor activity in the Middle East. If you got sanctions slapped on Iranian oil, China had no business circumventing those sanctions. So, I mean, they were circumventing not only American foreign policy, but the international community. So they were allowing Iran to garner funds that were then used to pay for its nuclear enrichment, for the Houthis, for the Hamas, for Hezbollah. So they have a role in this. And there are troubling signs that China might be trying to assist the government to reconstitute itself. There are some troubling signs.
Can you share what those are?
Well, there's some traffic that is troubling for us. Some back and forth, and we just want to make sure that we're not dealing with. You mentioned chemicals. You mentioned the ability to rebuild or reconstitute a ballistic missile program. Those kinds of things. I mean, one of the things that the Iranians saw was that the ballistic missile program is as damaging and as threatening as a potential nuclear program, because these ballistic missiles that they create are like people don't understand what they are. This is imagine a semi-trailer on the highway that's packed with explosives, that's careening through the sky at 4 times the speed of sound. These things create as much damage as a small-scale nuclear bomb. So they are very, very dangerous. Luckily, together with the assistance of the United States, through the missile defense systems, the THAAD missile defense system, the Aegis missile defense systems, and our defense systems, the Arrow, which we developed together with the United States, David Sling, and the Iron Dome, we kept 88% of these missiles out. But the few that hit, that come through the defense systems, created enormous damage. So we cannot allow them to reconstitute the ballistic missile program, and they're very eager to do so because they saw the extent of the damage. Now, what's interesting is, some of our European friends want to limit them to 4,000 to 2,000 kilometers.
The range of the missiles.
The range of the missiles, right? So, one of my colleagues said to his counterpart in Western Europe, well, why don't we just limit it to 4,000 kilometers? So we'll keep all of Europe within the range, just keep the United States out, right? No, not 2,000, not 4,000, not 6,000. You can't have ballistic missiles that create massive damage. I mean, they had a program. I mean, listen, this is fascinating. They called it a space program. Now, we do have a space program together with the United Arab Emirates. Together, Israel and the Emirates are working on a space program. But the space program that the mullahs had was just a cover for ballistic missiles, for intercontinental ballistic missiles, meaning those missiles that created all of that damage would be intercontinental. They'd be able to hit the United States. That's what their program was. So we've terminated that program. We've compromised their entire industry because we also took out the component elements of that program. We just have to be sure that China or other bad actors don't allow them to reconstitute it.